Welcome back. If you're new to our channel, we are a worldwide community of ballroom dancers, and every day we come together to share kind of stories about the world of ballroom dance. And I share my perspective as a very long time professional ballroom dancer, but I always enjoy comments from the other people on our channel who are from around the world, and they are pros and they are amateurs, or they're just fans of ballroom dance, because we are all unique people with our own individual experiences, with common goals, common joys, common hurdles that we face. And today we are going to talk about one of those hurdles. So over the years, I've shared in previous videos, like kind of the intricacies of breaking up with your professional or vice versa when the pro so-called partner dumps their student, as we saw on the show Dancing Queens. These things happen in real life. And today I'm going to share a couple horror stories of real things I have seen in the world of ballroom dance. And I have many. Here's a couple choice ones. Okay, so first story. There was a pro that I knew, who shall remain nameless, who had some serious, I don't know if they're mental health issues or what, like rage issues, jealousy issues, owning their students type issues as if they were dogs or property. Horrible. Anyway, I'd like to say this happened just once, but I heard this actually, guys, from several of his former students. And that honestly makes me think this is just tip of the iceberg. Anyway, when they would, I'll say, break up with this pro, so to speak, whether that be moving on to another professional that would better meet their needs, or even just quitting dancing, this guy would go utterly ape. Here's how that manifested itself. He had the gall to literally walk into the place of business where each of these ladies worked and scream in their face in a blind, like flying rage, in front of their clients, in front of their coworkers. These are not ballroom dancers, friends. These are amateur dancers with career totally outside of the ballroom dance world. Screaming at them, you're a loser, you're never gonna get anywhere, how dare you, you're throwing your dance future away, blah, 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 blah. Total verbal diarrhea. And of course, these people were just horrified. They never wanted to be in the same building with him again. And, this is unfortunate. Most breakups, so to speak, as I previously shared, are mutually understandable, agreed upon. They have a positive net end result. Certainly, there's always going to be a brief period of kind of awkwardness of, oh, I guess we're here. We're not taking with you anymore. We're taking with your best friend. These things happen. But occasionally they go completely south. And this is one of those examples. Now, in my opinion, I hope, I suspect that these ladies had an inkling that this person was going to go off the deep end, because they did immediately stop taking at that studio, wherever he was. But my heart just went out to them. And guys, I don't even know what to say if something happens to you like that. I certainly hope not. But you know what, guys? Here's one piece of advice. If it does, tell your friends. Tell the studio owner. Especially if it's the studio owner where they're teaching you, even if they're just an independent contractor, because that owner actually has a great deal of power over that person, even if they're not an employee. As I've shared, I owned the largest ballroom dance studio in the United States for 15 years. And you know what? Several times I either just gave them the boot, like, hey, don't let the door hit you on the butt when you walk out, or I iced them. Because regardless of the pro's skill level, often they kind of rely on that stream of new students that the studio owner is referring to them in terms of building their business. And if the owner cuts off those purse strings, I've even seen them have to leave town because they can't support themselves without that studio owner's at least subtle support. Okay, next up. Another pro. Not as bad. That was like the worst egg I have ever seen. But he lost several students over the course of that last year he was teaching in my studio because he just wasn't booking them. And in this case, it was similar to that story I shared with you about me breaking up with a pro who just gave other students preferential treatment. And if a pro does not respect and value you as the student, this is ridiculous that they would expect you to value them as a coach. Like, who wants to be a third-class citizen? This is not right. You're paying top dollar just like that other student is. And I sure hope that other student is paying top dollar because I've even seen pros give preferential treatment where certain students get discounts and it's on the sly and just all sorts of shady to me. Don't like it. Anyway, this particular teacher always seemed to have all the time in the world for two particular students. One was an extraordinarily wealthy older student that, by the way, he talked total trash about behind her back. It just to say rubs me the wrong way. I did end up icing this person out, by the way. And then another one that was very young and very beautiful, and it just felt all sorts of shady to me. Anyway, these things do happen. And of course, if people keep on asking, hey, can I get a lesson? Oh, I don't have time this week, which is odd because he seems to have plenty of time for other people. Or just blowing them off. I really want to dance in a showcase. I really want to dance in a showcase. Like, oh yeah, we'll get next time. Yeah, well, I don't have time right now. Like, if you're not going to be able to meet the students' goals, don't expect them to be kowtowing to you. You know what? If someone wants to compete prom with me and I just say no, it's a reasonable expectation that they're going to go to someone who wants to perform that service for them. Or if someone, really wants to do a showcase or they want to take, 5 privates a week or whatever, like, you do need to meet the client's demands if you want to keep them. That is a very reasonable expectation. I no longer shop at the same grocery store if they don't carry that food I want, that specific item. I go somewhere else. You know what? And there's always more fish in the sea, guys. If your pro is not meeting your needs, you're going to have other options. And likewise, if the student is treating you with disrespect, that would go the same way. Although, honestly, guys, it usually goes the other way, where I see the pro, in my opinion, treating the student unfairly. Anyway, this particular person was giving preferential treatment, was refusing basically to book lessons, refusing to perform with these other students. And you know what? They moved on to other teachers. And this person was so bitter and angry about this. And I just thought, who do you think you are? Like, I wouldn't wait around. I don't care if you're God's gift to teaching. I want lessons. If you can't book my lessons, I'll find someone who will. And he was so angry. And this was interesting. I would say slightly less awkward than the rage approach that the last guy did. But he did the personal approach. Oh, you've hurt my feelings. How could you do this to me? Oh my gosh, really? Give me a break. How could you do this to them? They're the paying client. It really rubbed me the wrong way. Now, those people were able to take in the same studio with this person, but I just thought it was really ridiculous that he would play the personal card when his decisions were not based in personal things. They were just based on his pocketbook. Maybe that one more beautiful young student was based in personal things. I don't even want to go there in this video. That stuff does happen. But anyway, those are just a couple of examples. And he didn't just do this to one person, actually, guys, for the record. He did this to many students. And you know what, pros, if you blow your student off, they're eventually going to get tired of it and move on. And the good news is, guys, most pros are totally not like this. The vast majority of pros that I've worked with and my friends, the ones I know out there, are totally people of integrity. They are fair. They are totally transparent with if they are giving someone preferential treatment. Hey, here is why. This person, is doing a show next week, and they're paying me X dollars to do it or whatever, so that everyone understands why, if there is preferential treatment going on, why. And honestly, more often than not, there's no preferential treatment at all going on. But anyway, I did want to share a couple of these stories with you. So, hey, if you've had kind of an ugly teacher-student breakup, you know what? I think we would all be entertained by your story. If you could share that in the comments. If you're not comfy sharing, hey, I totally get it. Who wants their name out there on the internet? Go ahead and send me a private Facebook message, and I will totally omit your name or any info in there that would indicate even what area of the country you're in. Or even if you're in a different part of the world, I would love to share that, even just what continent it is. Because I'm quite curious. We are a worldwide community of ballroom dancers. And I'm sure these things are a little bit unique in each country, though certainly I'm sure a lot of this stuff is the same everywhere. Human nature is human nature. Again, overall, ballroom dancers are fabulous people. As a matter of fact, I'm convinced if we ran the world, there would be world peace. Seriously. But when I'm queen one day, that'll happen. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me today. If you are interested in all things ballroom dance, hey, hit that subscribe button. We talk about different cultural stuff here each day. If you have something I've left out or something you disagree with, or another story that you might be interested in me sharing my personal experience in, because I am a longtime ballroom dance professional. I've gone through the beginning amateur ranks all the way through open pro championship level ranks. I've done pro-am, albeit as the pro. I've never actually done it with a student, but I have a pretty diverse dance experience, and I'd love to share stories with you that might actually be helpful, or hey, at least entertaining for you. So guys, I hope you found that to be interesting, and I sure hope this never happens to you. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Happy dancing.